You know what nobody did ask you on Sunday was the 100th win here. Now, just I guess my question would be, is that any milestone for you, and are you up for 300 or maybe 3,000 more?
No, I'm not. I'm not too worried about that stuff. You know, I mean, obviously it's our staff's been together, and it's I guess it's special for our staff. But you know, we didn't come to Penn State to get 100 wins. You know, we're trying to win national championships and just continue to grow in all areas of the program. So. You know, a milestone like that, it's I guess it's cool. But it's not something that I'm thinking about, obviously, or too concerned about.
What are you expecting from Philadelphia on Sunday?
Well, we're going to put 19 guys in the tournament, so just want to compete and see where we're at. You know, it'll give some guys a second chance or a third chance to wrestle each other. 97, we'll have 2 guys, obviously. 74, Gino and Shakur will be in the same bracket, but there's a lot of other good kids too. So, you know, we hope that we're in the finals, but you know, that's probably. I'm not talking about any specific weight, but it'd just be a good opportunity for 19 guys to get matches in, and that's what we're looking forward to.
Is that including red shirts at 19?
No, we can't get any red shirts in. It's not an open tournament; it's an invitational, which the difference is I don't really know, right? So you got like the Scuffle or the Midlands, and red shirts can go to that, which it is in a way an invite. It's not so I don't know the difference, but you know, we can't get red shirts in this. We'd like to do that too, but that's not the case.
You know the extra 9 offhand that'll be going. I mean, I guess you named a couple of them there.
Well, we have one heavyweight. I don't want to roll through it. I mean, it's pretty much most of our team, really, outside of our red shirts, because we have about 10 red shirts right now, and we have a roster of 35, 36, so it's just about everyone except for our red shirts.
You sent a good number to Binghamton last week.
Yeah.
Michigan State Open, there's Scuffle maybe. How do you keep the people who are redshirting and maybe some of the guys who don't see them very often? How do you keep them happy? How do you go about it?
Well, they certainly have opportunities to compete. You know, it's not like you know, a lot of sports, if you're not the starter, you don't see any time, right? So at least in wrestling, if you're not the starter, you can go to an open tournament and you can get a 30, 40. You know, that's probably stretch 40, but you can get 20 or 30 matches in if you're really committed to it. So I think that's just a blessing, something that's unique in our sport, and the kids that really want to get better, and you know, they're going to go compete, right? And that's where you really kind of find out where you're at, because you know, if you're wrestling some of the guys in here every day, you might not see the progress as much as if you get out there and compete against somebody new for a change. So, and we want kids that want to wrestle. You come here to wrestle. You're on the wrestling team, so go compete.
Any surprise that Mark won that? Did you get to see any film of his match?
I didn't see any film. We had Jake Varner was up there watching. He couldn't coach him, but he was up there. We sent 6 guys. That's what we're allowed to do, where it doesn't count as a date. And Adam Lynch were up there. So I think Mark wrestled well. I don't think it's a surprise that he won. I think he's pretty good, right? So, but we're obviously happy for him.
What kind of a competition are you expecting to face this weekend? So is it a little tougher than you used to, or are you looking for?
Well, anytime you have close to 10 teams, there's going to be some really good kids, and there's a lot of real strong individuals. But you know, the season started. It's time to compete and battle and see where we're at. And, that this will give us a chance to do that. Hopefully get 4 matches in.
So does this tournament help get some looks at some other guys that aren't usually starting 90%? You mentioned you're bringing 19,
Yeah.
So that helps give you some looks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when we can enter multiple guys, that's great. Plus, it gives us a chance to see 2 guys in the same bracket, which helps us a lot. And we've had that with the Nittany Lion Open that we've had in the past, but this is a little easier for us, so we don't have to run a tournament and do everything that goes along with that. So we're excited about it. It should be a fun tournament. And, UPenn has a great program, and they're putting a lot of resources and emphasis into the wrestling program, so as well as other teams that'll be there. So it'll be a good test for us and a chance for our guys to be in the same bracket, see where we're at. I mean, we're still trying to figure out what our best team is, obviously. So that's that's what you do in November.
Did you get invited to that, or did you request to get in it, or what?
Yeah, I think we requested to get in it. It was you're just trying to put a schedule together, and we try to have a home match every month, and early November to kind of get things going, and then get back in December. So we wanted to hit an open tournament, and this is the one that fit the weekend that we were looking for. I mean, we've been to the Binghamton Open before, obviously, so it just made sense, and it's a new tournament. They were willing to let us in, and when we can put 19 guys in a tournament, that's great for us, so we really appreciate that.
How can this be used to evaluate Matt at 197 in a tournament style where you got to wrestle a few back with that?
Oh, well, I think that that's not a bad thing for Matt. I mean, you have kids weighing in earlier, and they could potentially, obviously, get bigger throughout the day as he's trying to get his weight up. But also conditioning becomes more of a factor in a tournament where you have multiple matches in a day, which Matt's going to be in great condition, and he has a lot of experience, and he's just figuring out how to wrestle bigger guys right now, which we've seen the last 2 matches, and beat 2 solid kids. So Matt's doing a nice job.
Do you change his daily approach in practice at all to focus on gaining weight, gaining that good weight that he's talked about, or is it kind of the status quo, just
you adjust his lifting schedule, obviously his eating schedule, and what he's doing, and we'll adjust his wrestling accordingly as well. But for the most part, it's what you're doing outside of the 2 hours that we're in practice, or the 3 hours, or 4 or 5. And not that we're here for 5 hours, but right. So it's those other hours of the day that'll be important to him, and he'll be on a little different lifting schedule. But we got guys, a lot of our guys, we're trying to get him and keep him big. Nick Neville's heavyweight; he's not making weight, so we're trying to keep him big and strong, and so it's not anything new.
Where would you want Nick? What's ideal for him?
He's a lot stronger than he was a year ago and the year before that. So we want him where he feels the best. So he got a little heavier earlier, and he didn't feel as quick and agile. So he's about where he wants to be right now.
How much time off will he get after Sunday?
Well, we traditionally have kept Thanksgiving week off. I think that's important for our team and our guys, and we get together as a team. Some of us twice, for Thanksgiving dinners. We have a team potluck Thanksgiving, and then we have, on Thanksgiving, if kids don't have a place to go, or then we get together with it. They're welcome also. But it's a holidays, and if you can let them celebrate and enjoy Thanksgiving, then I think that's a good thing in the long run for our program and the kids and their minds and even their bodies. So we usually don't compete on Thanksgiving weekend.
Is this tournament going to help you decide or help you make decisions in the future about between Gino and Shakur?
Yeah, I think it's definitely important, but things will keep playing out throughout the year. I think Gino had a real nice weekend. He wrestled well, beat a ranked wrestler and a guy who was a former All-American, which says a lot. We haven't really seen Shakur in action yet. He was going to wrestle this weekend, and then last second wasn't able to. But Shakur has a lot of potential too. So we're going to try to find our best team, and the Nationals aren't until March. The Big Ten isn't until March. So there's value in getting your team established and set. But if you have guys that are fairly even, what do you do other than just keep letting them compete and see who's progressing and who has the right attitude, who's wrestling with the mentality that we're looking for.
Is it harder to choose between those two when they wrestle off, given the contrasting styles?
Yeah, I think so. I think, really attitude is the most important thing, and is generally the best determining factor for who you put out there that's going to compete. When it's really intense and competitive, and the lights are on, and there's pressure. There's always pressure, but attitude is generally the better factor. The best thing to go with when choosing your team.